Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly if you are new here, and if you're new here, welcome. So happy to have you here. And if you're new, I would really love for you guys to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a ton. So if you want to, go ahead and push the subscribe button down below. It helps a lot. So welcome, subscribe, all that good stuff. Ring the bell so that you can be notified for every single time I upload. Yeah, and we'll go ahead and jump into this video. So today's video is going to be all about depression. It's going to be my story of depression and some fun facts about depression. Fun facts, like there's anything fun about depression. Anyway, so we're going to be jumping into my depression story and how I cope with it and how I live with it. So if you guys want to hear my depression story, then go ahead and keep on watching. Big disclosure before I go anywhere into this video, and I want to let you guys know that I'm talking about depression, I'm talking about anxiety, so this is going to be referencing suicide. So if you guys have any of these problems, just be careful watching this video. If you are triggered by suicide talk, I definitely would not watch this video. So just kind of know yourself when you're watching this video, and just be careful. But I am going to be talking about depression and anxiety and suicide. So please, please, please be aware of your triggers and watch out for them. So if you guys don't know, now you know, I'm diagnosed with major depressive disorder, or clinical depression. And I'm also I'm also diagnosed with generalized anxiety. And I'm going to be talking about those today, and I'm going to tell you guys my story. And yeah, so it was about almost a year ago. It was last June. I had a very depressive episode, and basically I had, this is really hard to talk about. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because this story needs to be out here. I had a suicide attempt, and I tried to commit suicide, and I thought a lot about it, and I actually posted a Snapchat right before I did anything, and I'm gonna see if I can find the video. If I can find the video, I'll post the Snapchat right here. Do you guys ever just sit here and think so much about wanting your life to end? Because I sure do. A lot, actually. But I'm just curious if anybody else just thinks about it all the time and thinks about how much they just don't want to be alive anymore. Yeah, just curious. And so I posted that video on Snapchat, and that's when it happened. It just took a toll on me, and I was like getting ready to, basically just end it. And that's when I got Baker acted. My husband, ex-husband, he was my husband at the time. He Baker acted me. And if you don't know what the Baker Act is the basically, if you are going to harm yourself or others, you can call the police, and the police will come and take you to a mental hospital, where you have to stay there for at least 3 days. So he Baker acted me. He called the police, and the police came and basically kind of talked me out of it. And then they took me to a mental hospital, and I spent 6 days in the mental hospital. And I want to tell you guys, this is the notebook that they gave me in the hospital. They gave me a notebook to like write down some stuff and to like get better and stuff like that. And I want to read some of the stuff to you about what I was feeling. And I said, oh, Kelly, feel better. And I don't mean feel better lightly. I mean feel really, truly better. Have goals, work hard on them. You're worth it. You are good. And then I wrote like short-term goals, and I wrote long-term goals. And I said, why am I here? Well, you wanted to commit suicide. You lost yourself. You needed a wake-up call and you needed a break. And I said, is this working? No, but in a way, yes, you're helping yourself. Let me tell you a little bit about the hospital. The staff is amazing. Well, somewhat. But the staff, I give it to them. They did really good. But the hospital, it doesn't help you. It gives you a safe place to go when you are feeling like you can't go anywhere. It's a safe place to go when you feel like you are about to die, or you know, you feel like you're about to lose it. And so it feels like that sometimes, and that's where the hospital comes in. The hospital has a safe place for that. Is it a good place to heal and get better? No, absolutely not. That's something you have to do on your own time. It's got to be something that you have to do at home, in your own space. You can't be done in the hospital, at least not from my experience. But let me back up a little bit. Let me start from the very beginning. I've had depression for years. I've had depression since I was a teenager. I'm 26 now. I've had depression since I was probably about 16, so 10 years I've had depression. And anxiety I've had a lot longer than that. I've had anxiety since I was a child. And I just grew up, and that's just how I always was. I've always had it. I've never known what it was like to not feel anxious all the time, or to not just feel overwhelming sadness and that all the time. And it's hard, because depression tells you I'm such a bad person, like everything about me is bad, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever, you know, I'm annoying, and I'm just a burden. And depression just tells you I'm a burden, I'm a burden, I'm a burden. And I shouldn't be here, life sucks, you know, you're gonna die, you should die, that kind of stuff. And depression lies. Depression lies to you. It lies to you, and it tells you all these bad things about you, and it tells you all these things, and none of it's true. And that's the first thing I want you guys to know, is depression will lie to you and tell you, oh, this, that, and the other, this is, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue showing you. So I drew some little pictures. I'm not the best artist. I don't even know what this is, so don't ask me. I don't know. I just drew. You had nothing to do in this hospital besides sit in a room, and you sat in a room with 4 white walls, and you weren't allowed to sleep, you weren't allowed to eat, you weren't allowed to do anything. You just sat there and did nothing. They gave you this notebook, and they were like, here, have at it. And that's all I was allowed to do for 12 hours a day. They woke me up early in the morning, and they would take me to go eat. They'd take me to the cafeteria to go eat. Then I'd come back. It literally felt like I was in jail. Like, it felt like I was in jail. Like, they took me to the cafeteria to go eat, and they supervised me while I ate, because I had to eat something. If I didn't eat something, then it marked against me in my review. So I had to eat something, and I had to eat the entire meal, and then they'd walk me back from the cafeteria, walk us, the group, back, and we'd sit around, and we would just sit in like a chair and in the great room, and just sit in there and do nothing, and just sit there and talk. We didn't really talk to each other because there was nothing really to say. I mean, besides, you wanted to kill yourself last week? Yeah, I did too. That's pretty much it. Like, there was no talking, there was nothing. It was just, people just sat there and just thought about their lives, and it was not helpful at all. But here's some more stuff that I wrote, and I think it's so cute. I said, smile more, life is short, you got this, it will be okay, love yourself, they're temporary problems, people do love you, learn from this, you're not alone, do what you love even if it's bad. Visitation, I wrote about visitation. I drew some more pictures saying love yourself. And then this one, this is Kelly on it. And it says, I love you. I'm just kind of writing. Another one that says Kelly. I had nothing to do, so like I just drew. I said, yourself is your biggest enemy. God forgives all sins. Make a change every day. And then I just kept drawing. I just drew more. I don't know what I was drawing, but drawing something. And that's basically all that's in my notebook that I wanted to show you. But the whole point of me showing you that was so that you can see like where I was mentally in the hospital. It was a big wake-up call. You know, it was hard because like when I was Baker acted and the police was driving me down to the hospital, they basically were like, you don't want to kill yourself, it's not worth it, da 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 da. And I was like, yes I do. I sat there and I literally was like, yes I do. Like, whatever you're saying to me is not helping. Like, I still want to kill myself. I still want to die. Like, my problems are still here. My problems are still a problem. So, if anything, this is making my problems worse. I forgot my water bottle. It's over there. Now I'm thirsty. But I was like, my problems are still a problem. They're still here. I'm still... I didn't understand. And then like when I got in the hospital, I just told myself all these like things. I was like, love yourself, feel better, da 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 da, like all this stuff to like try and make me feel better, even though it really didn't make me feel any better. But now I'm recovering. I'm recovering from depression. I'm on antidepressants, which you guys know already. If you don't know, well, now you know. I'm on antidepressants. And now I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better. And the thing about antidepressants is they don't make the sadness go away. You still feel it. You still feel sadness and you still feel like down and stuff like that all the time. But you're not as down. Like, I don't cry anymore. I can't get to the point where I have an emotional breakdown where I have where I cry. I can't do it anymore. I used to have like emotional breakdowns all the time. And now I just don't have them because I can't cry. It just doesn't happen. So I have, that, and I want to tell you guys about depression. I wrote down some facts and stuff like that, and depression and anxiety, and I wrote down some information for you. 10% of adults have depression in the entire United States. 10% of adults have depression. and a lot of it is from work, work pressure and stuff like that. The difference between depression and feeling just sad and just being like, oh, I'm just having a bad day, like or feeling depressed, that I hate when people say I'm feeling depressed today. I was just depressed today. And I'm like, I hate that word. I hate that so much. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate when people say that. I absolutely hate it. Or I was feeling depressed. I hate that, because, and you can feel depressed. You can feel depressed and not have depression. But I hate when people say that. It drives me nuts for some reason. But the difference between being depressed and actually having depression and just feeling depressed is sadness and stuff is just, you're having a bad day, you're feeling sad, there's a bad event happening, like you got embarrassed at school or something like that, or something is happening to you that's just like, just makes you sad. Somebody died, somebody passed away. That is definitely something that would make you sad. It should make you sad, but it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get depression because of it. Depression lingers. It lingers for at least 2 weeks, or more. It's normally a lot longer than that. It affects your body, like, and how you do things. It affects your, because it's a medical condition. Depression is a medical condition. It's not just a feeling. It's not like I'm feeling depressed. It's a medical condition that needs to be treated. It affects your sleep schedule. So if you're either sleeping more or you're sleeping a lot less, mine kind of goes all over the place. My sleep, the other day, I didn't go to sleep until 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I stayed up all night and didn't go to sleep until 7 a.m. and then woke up at like 11 a.m. the next morning. So I only slept for a few hours, and that affected my sleep schedule. The next day, or I think a few days before that or after that or whatever, I slept, I went to bed at like 10 p.m. and I didn't wake up until 4 p.m. the next day. And again, that's so much sleep. That's too much sleep. I don't need to sleep that long. So my sleep schedule is kind of all over the place, and that's how your sleep schedule will be. Your sleep schedule will be, you'll either get a lot more sleep or a little bit of sleep, or kind of mix of both sometimes. And your sleep schedule will just never be perfect. Your appetite will also go up and down. You will either eat a lot more, and you'll just like start binge eating, and you'll just eat, and you'll eat so much and you'll gain so much weight, and like that'll make you more and more depressed. Or you'll stop eating, which I do a lot of. I stop eating a lot, which you wouldn't know it knowing by the size of me, but I stop eating. But I only eat like once a day. And I shouldn't eat once a day. You're supposed to eat a lot more than once a day. So, you know, I do that, and that's not good for you. And it just fluctuates. Sometimes you'll eat a lot, and sometimes you'll eat very little, and you'll starve yourself. So it affects your appetite. It's suicidal thoughts. You'll have suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideation, and you'll just be like, oh man, life would be so much better if I was dead. How is life better if you're dead? That doesn't make any sense. Life can't be better if you're dead, because there is no life after you're dead. But you'll have like suicidal thoughts and ideations, and you'll just wish that you'll be dead all the time. And I still think that way. I still have those dark thoughts, and they come every once in a while, and I have to just kind of suck it up and as much as I can, and just be like, okay, those aren't real, you know. And that's kind of what you have to tell yourself. Now, depression is treatable. It's a medical condition, but it's treatable. And it's treatable with therapy and antidepressants. Antidepressants help, but they can't do the job completely. You have to have therapy as well, which I'm preaching because I don't go to therapy. I need to go to therapy, but I have not found a good therapist that I like so far. Finding a good therapist is really, really difficult, at least in my area. So I'm trying to find a good therapist, but I do want to go to therapy, and you should go to therapy. Even if you're feeling like you're feeling better, like I'm feeling better, and I'm like, oh wow, like I'm feeling okay, but I need to go to therapy because antidepressants can't treat everything. Antidepressants and therapy go together. They're like a mesh, and then that helps treat depression. Not one, not the other, but together they work. And there's different types of therapy. There's like electrotherapy and stuff like that. Like there's like different stuff that you can do, that doctors can do, and they can actually treat like the serotonin and dopamine and stuff like that that's going on in your brain. But depression, you're not functional when you have depression. It like you have no motivation to do anything. You don't have any motivation to eat, to shower. You don't want to talk to anybody. You just stop talking to people. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get that water bottle in a minute. But you're just not a functional human. You just can't function, and you have no motivation to do anything. You're living life, but you're living as a shell. It's just a shell, an empty body. And that's kind of how you go through life, and you feel a lot of worthlessness. You feel like, oh, I'm worthless. Oh, this is worthless. Oh, I can't do anything because it's worthless. Like, it's pointless to do this. It's pointless to do anything. It's pointless to go anywhere. It's a loss of pleasure and energy, and you can't concentrate. So like you'll lose if you like playing The Sims. I love playing The Sims. I stopped playing The Sims for like 8 months because I just didn't want to do it. I didn't have the energy. I had no energy to play The Sims. And it's a video game, like it's a casual video game. Like it's not even, you don't even use your brain. Like you just kill Sims, and that's all you do. And like I had no energy to do that. So I couldn't concentrate long enough to play The Sims. So it's something like that. So that's depression versus like a sad day. It's a medical condition versus just, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling depressed. So I'm going to talk a little bit about anxiety, and then I'm going to kind of wrap this video up. But anxiety kind of goes with depression. They're two separate things, but they go together kind of hand in hand. Anxiety, 4% of the United States has that. 10% has depression, 4% has anxiety. Anxiety that affects your physical body just the same way that depression does. So depression will affect your physical body in sleep and appetite and stuff like that, and just mood, and you'll have outbursts and stuff like that for depression. But for anxiety is a little bit different. You'll get chest pains, you'll get stomach pains, you'll get just random like chest or stomach pains that just hurt so bad. You'll be overthinking, and you'll have a lot of racing thoughts, and you'll just be thinking, and you'll think of the worst possible thing that could ever happen. And I made a joke about this in one of my videos, I think in my pantry video, my pantry organizational video. I think I made a joke about like zombie apocalypse. Like I think about the zombie apocalypse, but like I legit think about the zombie apocalypse, and I'm not crazy. It's just, okay, maybe I'm a little crazy, but it's because my anxiety is just thinks about stupid stuff like that, like crazy things, and I think they're real, and like it's hard to explain in a way that does not make me sound like an actual imbecile, but But that's just kind of what anxiety does. Anxiety is having a panic attack before you film a video because you just have one because you're scared to do it. And you've filmed a million videos before in your life, and you've been in front of cameras your entire life, and you know, you're a YouTuber and you have an anxiety attack right before you hop on camera and mess up your makeup, and you still fix it and continue on throughout your day. Like, that's what anxiety is. But those are all my like facts and everything. That's everything I wanted to tell you about depression. But I just want to tell you guys that it gets better. It gets better. I know you're sitting there and you're like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't get better. But it does get better. It does. The only place that you could go from reaching your lowest point is up. You can only go up. And I know it's crazy, and I know it's hard, and I know that you just want it all to end. But it doesn't end anything. It doesn't make your money problems go away. The money problems are just transferred to somebody else. It doesn't make your problems go away. It just and you don't want to die. You just want your problems to end. Well, that's the truth. You don't want to die. You just want all your problems, all your situations that are going wrong in your life, and you just want your life to be perfect. You just want things to happen for you and things to be perfect for you. But it doesn't make it go away. It doesn't make things, you know, you don't want to die. You just want everything to be perfect for you. And that's understandable. Everybody wants things to be perfect in their life. And you know what? Things just aren't perfect. And it's kind of a sucky thing. And I don't want to say suck it up, but like sometimes you kind of have to, and you kind of just have to say, I'm stronger than this. I'm stronger than my depression. Depression doesn't control me. It doesn't rule me. Who is depression to think that they can control me like this? Who is depression to think that I am letting somebody else or something else control me and control my thoughts and my actions? No, you're stronger than that. You're so much stronger than that. And I just wanted to tell you guys my story and tell you guys that, you know, it does get better. And I hope that you guys learned a lot and you grew from this, and that you do get better, genuinely get better. I really hope that you do. And you will get better. I know you will. Like, and my DMs are always open. So if you need anybody, my DMs are open. You can follow me on my social media. I'll put it right here. And my DMs are always open. So you can always message me, and I will always message you back, and I will always give you some support. So, yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you found it helpful, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up down below. Like I said, subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to see more content and more stories and more anything about me living with depression and dealing with depression, if you want to see that more often, hit the subscribe button. You'll be able to see a lot more. And ring the bell so you can be notified for every single time I upload, so that you can see all the videos. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next video. I love you so much. Feel better, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.